Welcome to Fuji, Japan, where Casanova Cornwell starts on pole from the condos of Hidenko and Bastian Tan. Tam Mandalay starts fourth from Moises Lima and Landre Zakaholi, with Nishimoto starting seventh. The championship leader, Gabriella Boxen, starts eighth in the final race of the championship. Then it's Andalay, Harris Schwab, Ben Allen Lee, and Gab Stapp in the top 12. Andre Nesbesny is 13th from Hachai Cilia and Nick Kaymaker, followed by Star, Eddie Hart, and Cosmas Medicis. One for Lobos, third in points, down in 19th from Rainis Curlis and Silky. Then it's Spiker in the back row of Thomas Holt and Million Brulez. It all comes down to this one final race in this FG Series season. Can Boxen bring it home as all 5 legs go on? And the title decider is go in the FG Series, with a great getaway there from Zakar Hidenko off the line. He's going to have the inside line heading into the first of 3 bank corners around this Fuji Speedway track. And he's going to keep it side by side with a good hard car. And Moises Lima also getting a very good start in that number 2 Hyperdrive Advanced car. They are 2 abreast. Further up and further back, that's some wings flying off. Chaos Andalay and Andre Nesbesny both into the wall there. And a time penalty to Andre, seemingly he caused that. And also some wing damage for the number 22 Team Impul car. Hachai Cilia's got damage. And taking a look at the contenders of the championship, Boxen running up in 8th place. Villalobos still outside of the top 15, and Thomas Holt is still just trying his best not to be lost as he beats and bangs almost into the wall with Spiker. Hidenko has taken the lead from Cornwell throughout all of that carnage. Look at Star there trying to hold off as we've got a yellow. That is 2 cars off into the wall. That's Silky coming to blows with Rainis Curlis coming out of the Audi chicane. The cautions come out on lap 2 of 18. Hidenko, your leader, trying to bookend this season with race wins. Chaos Andalay and Hachai Cilia both down into the pits. That'll help Holt and Villalobos move up the order, even if slightly. We expect this race to be a little more chaotic than some other ERL races that we've held in Japan, as we are back under the green flags, and are already a 2-second margin for the number 23. There have been rumors of Casanova Cornwell potentially moving up to a further series as Holtz is out of the race. Curlis is into the wall. That's down at turn 3. I think that might seal it. Villalobos is mathematically in title contention. Let me just check the standings after Bucharest real quick under these caution conditions. Villalobos, 69 points. Boxen, 97. He's 28 points out, which means it's mathematically impossible for Villalobos to actually take the championship heading into today. With that crash, Gabriella Boxen on lap 2 is officially your Season 3 Champ Car World Series champion. FG Series champion. Why did I say Champ Car? That's next here on Sparkplug Motorsport as we go on to lap 3 of 18. Casanova Cornwell with the fastest third sector, but now these next 15 laps, it's going to be all out racing. There's no longer really a driver's championship to fight for. Look at Ben Allen Lee on the back of Nick Kaymaker. He's pushing him. Almost a bit of contact with Gab Stapp and is flying off the road behind him. That's Cosmas and Villalobos. One Villalobos has the opportunity to take third in points today. It's going to take a top 3 finish, but it's still possible. It's still feasible for that to happen. Just needs quite a lot of chaos and carnage, which we all know happens often in the ERL. Fastest second sector to Zakar Hidenko. We ride on board with the 2 hyperdrives going down into the chicane. They're forcing each other close to both walls, beating and banging their ways through 4th and 5th position. And up into 4th place there from Moises Lima. Landre Zakaholi in the 1 car dives down into pit lane. He took the low line as Cornwell now takes the lead. Bastian Tan stealing the fastest lap away from him. And my, I can't believe that the championship's already been won. We've had championships decided after Rex already. You don't need to look any further than Season 22. Revo losing the championship on lap 10 of 14 in Tokyo. that crash for Holtz happened on the second lap as Starr moves up into 7th place, leaving Nick Haymaker to try and battle back with that Junior Motorsports car. What can the Chip Ganassi number 8 do? Looks to the outside. They touch wheels, but he can't get past. They'll both have attack mode, but the British driver's the one with the toe heading down into the chicane. 7th place is all his. Close to the wall there for Cosmas Pedisis, as it's a faster second sector for Zakhar Hedenko. After a chaotic opening 2 laps, I think we might have calmed down a little. Chaos Adelaide getting a 5-second time penalty. Just about manages to stay clear of Spiker. We ride on board with the number 13, watching Adelaide move up into 3rd place. Sri Harishwal's moved up into 2nd. Cornwell still leads, certainly defying what many expected from their tyres. And it looks like those soft compound tyres after 4 laps for Starr weren't looking too good. Andre Nesbestny in 13th in that 7 car, now with the fastest lap of the race, as Gabriel Lebarton bangs wheels, gets close to the wall, almost took himself out of the race there with Juan Villalobos, and that could have meant that the top 3 in points wouldn't have scored at all. Wouldn't have been a problem for Gabriel Lebarton though, because with Thomas Holtz out of the race, he is champion, as we've already stated. He's looking to the outside of Andre Nesbestny if he can get a good run on him. In front of those two is Takeyoshi Nishimoto in that 6 car. Almost touching wheels there. And they touch again, the 15 and the 18. Guys, the sign says no touching, as Good Heart Racing predicts rain. Inters go on for Casanova Cornwell. Hedenko reclaims the lead. Million Brules from the back of the pack is now up into 2nd place. And the question is, as we are now a 3rd of the way through this race, where is that rain? Harishwa is on Inters. Andalay and Spiker also on the Greenwald intermediate tyres. And those Greenwald tyres definitely overheating already, because there's no standing water out there on the track. It's a lot easier to get tyres up to temperature than to bring them back down. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. If you're a Good Heart fan, that is what you are hoping for. And those tyres just hold on. That's a lot of squeezing around there. Cornwell's actually caught up to the back of Ben Allen Lee and Million Brules, despite there being no standing water. Almost banging wheels, and they do bang wheels going through that final corner. That 5 car stays out, as that's almost all of the rest of the field diving down into the pits. Bastien Tan now leads from Zakaholi and Cornwell. And the rain comes on lap 7 of 18. So now the question is, fresh inters or scrubbed inters? Which is going to be faster? My guess is that for the guys who have just come out of the pits, they'll probably have the best inters of anybody out there. Even those who are going to come in. I mean, Hidenko's just come out of turn 3 though, and his tires are overheating quite a bit. My best guess is someone like Gab Stappen will likely have the best inters of anybody, because they will get up to temperature quite quickly, but they shouldn't overheat because there is water to cool down the tires on the track. Landry Zakaholi in its current best position with Hyperdrive Advanced Racing, likely to stay at the team. Andre Nesbestny, by the way, stayed out despite the rain coming down. In comes Bastien Tan and Landry Zakaholi at the end of lap 7. Casanova Cornwell, the British driver in the 5, will take the lead, looking for yet another race win to add to Good Heart Racing's resume. Nesbestny coming in as well. And now look at who's up in 2nd. Winner in London, Sri Harishwal in that 16 car. Zakar Hedenko is 3rd, with Brules going from last to 4th on strategy. That's some good stuff from Revolution Racing, who are set to enter a technical alliance with Prema Power Team for next season. Prema Power Team last seen in the ERL in the first season of the IndyCar Series. I think they might have also been there for season 2. So they're coming back with FG. That's 24. of Bastian Tan looking for a 4th place. Kondo Racing's had a relatively strong season in their first ERL season in their existence. I think he's found the opening that he needs. Looks to the outside, going through the final 2 corners. Has to lift a little, as we are now halfway through this race. Drops to the low line, no attack mode in these conditions. They're going side by side, down into turn 1. But with the inside line, that 24 has to be favored. They stay side by side as Hidenko going around the outside of Sri Arishwar. The Red Bull driver just holds on. It's further back out of the race for Bastian Tan. And the cautions come out. Major damage for Million Brulers. Zakhar Hidenko looked to almost do the exact same thing that his teammate had just done. He's got to be super lucky for that to have not happened to him. Bastian came into this race 4th in points, could have moved up to 3rd today, but with that non-score, it still locks him into the top 10, but leaves him susceptible to being leapfrogged in the championship. Well, we're green again here in this very wet and wild Fuji Speedway circuit, and that's a good exit for Zakhar Hidenko in that 23. Andre Zakaholi, by the way, now very close with Million Brulers, but out fighting for 2nd, side by side, heading down into turn 1. They're catching the race leader in Casanova Cornwall. Harishwar goes for the lunge to try and hold on to 2nd place, but they have to interlock tires there. They're 2 seconds off the lead. The 16 going as hard as he can, almost forcing the Kondo man into the wall. Zakaholi's taking 4th place, by the way, but Harishwar has to hold back and concede. He drops down to 3rd place for Red Bull. It's a Red Bull racing team who definitely need some good finishes today. They could take the championship lead and the series championship if they outscore Kondo Team Impulse, by 13 points. As it stands, they'll do it with Harishwar alone, because Lebogton, the man who's set to take the championship today, by the time he makes it to the checker at the very least, even if he doesn't make it to the checker, he will still be champion. Doesn't matter. He's not scoring points as it stands. Lap 11 of 18. Casanova Cornwall, 2.5 seconds up on the rest of the pack as Andre Zakaholi trying to do Team Impul a good solid at their very home track, their very own home track rather. Harishwar, if he finishes on the podium, he's got Red Bull's Constructors and the first Constructors Championship for a Red Bull team since season 25 of Formula E. That was also the first season of this 3rd category of the ERL as Zakaholi sees the opportunity. He's going for the podium. I don't know if he cares about the championship outlook. Got close to the wall, but even closer to the podium. Up to 3rd place for the Albanian as we look back at the 1 car. Harishwar just not showing too much pace now as they round the final corner. That fearsome backed last turn of 18. On to lap 12 of 18. 6 to go from Fuji, Japan. And Zakaholi's not done. He's going side by side with Hidenko. They don't touch to the 2 men in blue cars. Oh, so very close as they come out of 3. And do I know what that fighting's done? They've caught up to the back of Casanova Cornwall. His intermediate tires, the oldest on the field, also the warmest. They were overheating for a vast majority of that stint. So now we've got a real fearsome battle for the race lead, encompassing the entirety of the top 5. Hidenko looking to the outside, looking to the inside as they head down into the chicane. And I think Cornwall might have to concede this. On board we go with the 5, almost into the wall for Hidenko. Did Cornwall get the exit he needed? No. He's going to have to be forced to the outside or forced to concede the race lead on the very end of lap 12, rounding that fearsome final corner into the pits for Casanova Cornwall. And as they begin lap 13, that's fresh inters going on for the number 5. That removes his flexibility in this race, because that effectively means Goodhart expects the entirety of the field to pit for a fresh set of inters before it goes dry, if it goes dry. He comes back out on track in 15th place, does the Goodhart Racing driver. Came into this race in the top 8 in the championship, as we watch Zakaholi yet to win at this level in the ERL. And he wants that race win for everything that it's worth. He's got the inside line as they head down into the chicane, close to the walls. And thankfully, for all of the Albanian fans, he keeps it out, but he doesn't take the lead. Hiddenko throws the switchback, and coming through the final corner, the 1 is gaining. He's gaining. They're alongside as they hit the main straight, staying side by side to begin lap 14. That's 4 to go, and by the time they make it through 1, they touch, they lock wheels, they get close to the wall, but it's Landro Zakaholi who takes the lead here in Fuji, Japan, coming out of turn 3, and Hiddenko has no answer. Spiker down into pit lane. The rain does seem to be slightly letting up, but it is going to be a set of inters for the 2311 Racing Man, and the cautions come out. It's for Ben Allen Lee and Andre Nesbesny, and that is coming through 3. That puts Lebogton into the points. And I think it was Nesbesny who was up on the wall into the pits with a rear puncture for Hatchike Cilia. So Team Impol almost certainly not going to be able to increase their points tally today. One of their men out of the race, the other one drops to 18th place. Full course cautions are ending, and we are green again, and Hiddenko just not getting a very good getaway. Now 2 seconds off the back of Landro Zakaholi, the Albanian driver looking for victory in his rookie ERL campaign. And it's been a campaign that's had a lot of ups and downs for Envision turned Hyperdrive Advanced Racing. As we go on to lap 15 of 18, this team yet to win in the FG Series. In comes Hiddenko and Sri Harishwar. And what tires are these guys going to go on to? Is that slicks? It is not. It's inters for Harishwar. And for Hiddenko, also intermediates. Cornwell fighting over 8th, 7th place with car number 8. That's Nick Haymaker and the new series champion Gabriel Bonson in that 15 car, all over the back of both of them. Looks to the outside, and he's going to just try and hold it now. Outside or inside, where does he want to go? He's being quite indecisive here. Does he want to try and throw it around the outside, get a little bit of a switchback done? I think he's got it made. If he can get a good run into the chicane, that could be 8th for Gabriella Bogdan. They almost touch. They do touch. Haymaker with a 5-second time penalty. And what a very tough way for Gabriella Bogdan to take 8th place. Look at this for Chaos Andale, already a race winner. He comes in with his sister Tam for their 3rd stop of the race. Did we get those numbers right? Is that really the 3rd stop? That is the 3rd stop. Damn. Takeyoshi Nishimoto running up in 4th at his home event, his 2nd home race of the season. Remember, we've raced in Tokyo and now coming down to Fuji. And on lap 16, Eddie Hart's heading off into the wall there for Star. That's surely front wing damage for the number 9 car. Eddie Hart getting a 5-second time penalty for causing that collision, it seems. And Zakaholi still holding on to this race lead. Casanova Cornwell praying that the 4 men in front of him all come down into the pits. But I don't think that's going to happen for him. Rounding that final corner and onto the main straight to begin the penultimate lap of the season. And it's looking to be another new race winner. The top 3 in this race have never won at this level in the ERL before. And Casanova now getting past his teammate Takayoshi in that 6th car coming through 3. Certainly going to be struggling with a lot of grip. It's going to be some good points for Red Bull Racing, but it's not going to be the Constructors' Championship for that team unless they can throw in a quick lucky break. They need 13 to topple Team Impel, and as it stands, 6 points for 7th place, no points for 12th. They're going to stay 2nd. Landre Zakaholi flying through that chicane as Villalobos locking wheels with Spiker. 2 drivers in red and white cars as Cornwell's heading off, and it's a big one. Moises Lima involved. 5-second time penalty for Casanova Cornwell as Cosmas Benitez hits the Italian driver as well. The Greek driver now with front wing damage. As we go on to the final lap for Hyperdrive Racing, well, they can't always have it their way. They will have it their way with the 1 car though. It's still going to be a podium for Goodhart with Nishimoto rounding off what has been a spectacular second half of the season. But no Albanian driver has ever won in the Electric Racing League. Before this man, no Albanian driver had ever competed in the Electric Racing League. Landre Zakaholi has shown him how it's done in these changeable conditions. Goodhart tried. They tried their best with the strategy, but it's just not going to come to fruition. Rounding the final corner, 6 seconds in front of Revolution Racing's Million Brulers, Landre Zakaholi will take victory in the last round of the season. He's the first Albanian ERL race winner. And look at this. The battle for 3rd, at least on the line. It's still going to be Nishimoto, but on track at the very least. The last lap pass for Chris Cornwell. And that's your champion, Gabriella Bogson, your Season 3 FG Series champion. And I think Red Bull might have taken the Constructors. Wow. Here is your podium. Landre Zakaholi bringing that red Albanian flag to the very top of the standings. Million Brulers coming home with 2nd from Takayoshi Nishimoto for Goodhart Racing, of course his teammate with that time penalty. As for the rest of your finishers, Gabriella Bogton 4th from Casanova Cornwell and Spiker. Then it's Nick Haymaker, Zakar Hidenko and Sri Harishwar 9th with Tam Andalay running out the top 10. Andalay with the fastest lap of course, so that's why she's got 2 points. But Lebogton scores 12, Harishwar scores 2, Impulse scores 0. By 1 point, Red Bull Racing are your Constructors champions. Hachai Cilia 11th from Chaos Andalay and Gab Stappen. Juan Villalobos 14th from Cosmas Benitez and Moises Lima, with Eddie Hart and Star being the last of your finishers. The non-finishers were Ben Allen Lee, not having the greatest return to the ERL, Andre Nesbasny, Vaskian Tan, Reynos Curlis, Thomas Holtz, and Silky. Gabriella Bogton is your Season 3 FG Series champion. He's followed by Thomas Holtz and a race winner, Landre Zakaholi. Keep getting some of these names wrong. Nick Haymaker's 4th from Juan Villalobos and Vaskian Tan. And that's the 2nd best of the returning ERL drivers who have taken a bit of time out. 6th place is still great for the brand new Kondo Racing team. Spiker 7th from Casanova Cornwell and teammate Takayoshi Nishimoto. Hachai Cilia 10th from Zakar Hidenko, the winner of the first race, taking that as his only race win. Moises Lima was 12th, and now looking at the back half of the championship, Tam Andalay winning the Andalay family battle, 13th in front of her cousin Chaos. Eddie Hart losing out on that Trackhouse Racing teammate battle as well. He's 15th from Ben Allen Lee and Sri Harishwar. Star was 17th from Reynos Curlis and Million Brulers, and it's Gab Stappen, Andre Nesbesny, Cosmas Benitez, and Silky. Taking a look at the final Constructors Championship, Red Bull Racing by 1 point are your Season 3 FG Series champions. Team Impel at their home race losing out as Goodhart Racing locks down 3rd place. Hyperdrive advanced despite the race win 4th from Kondo Racing, and 2311. Chip Ganassi Racing with 7th from Nano Motorsport, and Trackhouse Racing with Power Motorsport, Junior Motorsports, and Revolution Racing. Rounding out the Constructors' Championship. And with that, another exciting season of the ERL FG Series comes to an end. Make sure that you stay here on Sparkplug Motorsport for the rest of the ERL. There's still quite a handful of Champ Car and Formula E races to go in this exciting season of ERL racing. After that, of course, we'll take a short break. But from all of us here at Sparkplug Motorsport, thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys next time then, when the Electric Racing League returns.